in my head, I don't normally think of you as a comic actor, but you did so well in this.
Oh, thank you. Well, I am very well acquainted with comedy. I do it a lot on the side. I like scripts that are funny. I like funny things. And maybe that the old saying, it takes a funny guy to do a really bad guy.
Yeah. Well,
so the clown always want to do, a sad part, a tragedy, and the guy who's doing tragedy, he wants to be a clown.
Well, most comedians do that because comedy comes from tragedy, doesn't it? I mean,
yeah, one of the greatest, Robin Williams, he always wanted to, do some real characters, but it was hard, the audience is not backing him up, but he did some really great things.
He sure did.
Yeah. He's one of the best there ever was for me.
Talk to me about developing the character of Heinrich.
Well, the thing is that Marie and me, the lead actress, we go way back. It's very strange because we come from the same region in northern Sweden, and I got out from the acting academy when she just got in, but being from the same region, I always, thought highly of her, and she was really, really great. And she got to the National Theater where I was, and I always rooted for her. And she called me and said, "Are you interested in a project we're developing with Annika, the director?" And another Marie that has written the original sort of outline for the script. And I said, "Wow, that's a lot of women. This sounds cool." Yeah, they're all like 60. They're all like hitting 60. It's like the Cocoon or, like an American comedy. But now we're not robbing a bank. We're fulfilling our dreams in life. And then when I got the script and I talked to the director, I was really enticed and very happy to be offered the part, because I was the only sort of, what should I say, the only trout in the creek, surrounded by octopuses. But it just the formula, I said, wow, this have never been done before. It's always been done in the US. But then all the guys are 60, 70 years old and rob a bank or something.
Yeah.
This is more of fulfilling your dreams, and it's never too late. And I coined the saying when we started, it's never too late to form a rock band. It's never too late. And who cares if you're 75 and you start putting together a rock band? It's what you had in your dream, in your veins for so long. And But the thing is, it's two writers and a director, women, 3 leads, women, 1 guy. It's a beautiful concept, and it's not a shallow movie, but it has a little message. As I said, it's never too late to fulfill your dreams, because we all have them, and we all have them. And with age, we start in the 60s, as I am.
Yeah.
We start to think like, wow, if I'm lucky, I have 20 more years. We look back, 20 years past. Wow, that's not, I was in Prague shooting a movie. That's not many years ago. And time becomes more and more precious the older you get. And all of a sudden, I saw this movie as, wow, this rhymes really great with what I try to spread to when I do interviews and everything, is that, you have a calling. If you have a calling, follow that voice wherever it leads you. It doesn't matter if, there's nothing that can really put you down. You don't have to succeed and become famous, but just to work with your hands and do something that, if you want to become a florist, become a florist or become a carpenter. It's never too late. And they said, well, maybe the economy will try it. You can't judge before you try.
Well, I think the common denominator that we're speaking about is age itself is irrelevant because it's how you feel. There are people at 30 that feel like their life is over, that they haven't done what they want to do. Here we are. I'm 68, and I believe in what you're saying wholeheartedly, and that's what the message in this film is, don't stop. Dreams will keep you young.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I've had on my nightstand a lot of books, and finally I gave them all away because I'm never going to have time to read all these books, and they are becoming more and more intimidating the older I get. And I remember Bergman said to me at one point that he said, I just tossed a lot of books away. It was such a relief to feel like I'm never going to have time to read all Dostoevsky books.
Yeah. I just read the liner notes. So,
Yeah. Read the flip side. And the liner notes are the best. Did you read it? Yeah.
Before I end this interview, and thank you so much, Peter, for your time. Do you miss?
You look 40, by the way.
Oh, thank you. And you look 20. So there.
Superlative.
Do you miss live performance? Do you miss the stage?
I miss directing because I grew up like a director, and it's the stage, to direct stage. Yeah. More than I haven't done movies. I'm going to do before I lay down my blue eyes. And I'm going to do a couple of movies. I have scripts that I kept forever. And now I got some producers and financiers that's backing me up, try to get them going within a couple of years.
Oh, great.
But I do miss to direct live actors. Yeah. But I don't miss to be on stage, because being on stage is such a hard work, because you're never really satisfied. You walk off stage and you always hit yourself in the head, on the head, and say, you could have done better. Well, and the same thing tomorrow, you could have done better, or shit. And then when it's all over, you go home and you say, oh, now I know how to do the part perfectly. And there's no more performances. And that's always, I found that among a lot of theater actors and actresses, that it's a very hard, tedious occupation, because first of all, in this country, you're not paid enough. You have to have another job, but at the same time, you're never satisfied when you walk off a stage. But to direct is magic, because you only spend like 4 or 5 weeks and you've done your prep work. You have 4 or 5 weeks and you just see it come alive, and then you leave it.
One last question before I go. Are you gonna redo your role as Satan in the new Constantine?
So they say, but Hollywood is kind of a strange business. Yeah. because like The Godfather or all sequels, you have to burn them off while the iron is hot. Mm-hmm. It's an old Viking saying. While the iron is hot. But I think maybe it's taken too long time, but hopefully the director is back. Keanu is finicky about how the script would come about, and I think I just put in a word that I want to do God this time, exactly the same, looking the same as Satan, but maybe he wears a dark or black dress this time, but it's going to be more or less the same scene. So I think to do a sequel, the only problem, today's filmmaking, it might be too much of action and boom, crash, bang, and fires and airplanes going into buildings and all that stuff that comes with the Hollywood formula. I just wish they kept it simple as they did in the first one. And hopefully I'm in it. I don't mind to come in the end as I did in the original.
Well, I hope we get to talk soon again.
Yeah.
One of my favorite actors. Peter, all the best and happy holidays to you.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
Take care.
Happy holidays.